The following is a transcript of a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. 20th February 2021, Uranus. Me. Today begins the physical week of Aquarius, 10 days of manifestation. But, taking Aquarius as the king of the heavens, of the expansion of air, what will we travel as a body? I am. The planets, the bodies closest to us, those that by their gravity directly influence our physical bodies. The solar system is like a body unto itself, and the planets are its organs. But we cannot order them according to our human bodies, because their structure is diverse. Me. What is a planet? I am. Planet comes from the Greek verb planao, which means to wander, to walk without a fixed or concrete destination. To this verb is added the suffix tes, which means agent, subject. Thus, planetes means wanderer, vagabond. Its name comes from the Greek nomination of celestial objects, which, when inheriting the Middle Eastern stellar analysis of the constellations, noticed that some stars were not fixed and moved between the others. That is why they were called asteres planetae, that is, wandering stars. This caused them to be interpreted as the gods who walked through the heavens, and therefore they began to name them with the names of their gods. Me. Something that we maintain to this day. I am. However, they could only see some, and the most distant ones were identified many centuries later, even millennia. Uranus was discovered in the 18th century, Neptune in the 19th century, and Pluto in 1930. Me. 1930? Nothing. Very recent. I am. That's right. And although it is no longer considered a planet, we would consider it as such according to the Greek view of being a moving celestial object. The wanderers of heaven arose from the explosion of the sun 4.6 billion years ago. During the first time, the rocks expanded, disintegrating, creating clouds of dust and gases, full of particles of different minerals that collapsed together at high speed with nothing to stop them. The accumulation of iron particles caused them to begin to merge with each other, generating magnetization, and this ended up generating their own magnetic field that attracted more and more particles. So it was that the gases and dust formed rocky cores, which at a greater weight stopped expanding into outer space and began to be trapped in the gravitational field of the sun. This weight generated a spiral curvature towards the object of greater gravity, causing the iron cores to align their centers towards the star and begin to fall to it in a circular and elliptical dance that takes millions and billions of years. On their way, they drag other rocks, planetoids, and much more dust, which forms the thickest layers. The closer to the sun, the more dense and rocky objects, which give rise to planets with many minerals. Me. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. I am. But beyond the gravitational pressure of the sun, the gas disperses more easily, forming huge gaseous spheres. Me. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. I am. The sheer size of gaseous planets doesn't mean a giant surface to walk on, but most of what you see up to their core are toxic gas storms that never stop. Me. We couldn't live in worlds like that. I am. The gravitational pressure is too strong. Our bodies are designed to live on Earth, not on other worlds, because the blood pressure, nervous, which keeps our organs functioning, circulating, breathing, is due to atmospheric pressure. Me. What is that pressure? I am. Atmosphere comes from the Greek atmos, steam, and sphera, sphere. That is, the sphere of vapor, of gases. Life on Earth needs a pressure of between 0.16 and 0.5 atmospheres in order to survive. Below, it would occur hypoxia, lack of oxygen, dizziness, fainting, and above, the pressure would generate loss of consciousness and cardiac arrest. Atmospheric pressure speaks to the amount of weight your body supports above, that is, what the air weighs above your head. Me. How much would it be? I am. About 180 kilos of air. Me. What? I am. Yes. The pressure that holds you subject to the world is the pressure of the weight of the gases that crush you against the surface. Although this weight varies according to the altitude or latitude in which you are. In general, the 50 kilometers you have above to reach outer space weigh about 17,500 kilos on you. Me. I can't comprehend it. Why doesn't it crush us? I am. Because of your internal pressure. Earth's evolution built bodies capable of sustaining atmospheric weight from internal pressure. If the internal pressure is not regulated, then you begin to feel the weight of heaven on you. Me. Wow. That is why the head begins to hurt, to make us dizzy, and can even lead us to burst the heart and the sensitive parts of the internal body. I am. Well, now imagine going to a planet with a different pressure. Mars, for example, has a pressure 168 times weaker than Earth. So if a human did not wear a suit under pressure on Mars, he would simply fade and die, since the atmosphere above your head would only be about 65 kilos. Despite its size, Jupiter has a similar pressure to Mars, although its gravity is much greater, making someone like you weighing 85 kilograms on Jupiter weigh about 240 kilograms or so. Me. I would die crushed. I am. Before, you would faint from the lack of pressure, so you wouldn't notice it. Well, and the deadly gases, clear and their winds average of 400 kilometers per hour. As you will see, your bodies are made specifically for this world, and the only way to achieve life on another planet would be to find one with the same or similar gravity, and with an atmosphere similar to Earth, not only by breathing oxygen, but by internal pressure. Me. Simply not to explode or end up compressed, let's say. I am. Yes. Now that you know the weight that heaven has on you, let's remember what this weight means. And for that, let's talk about the god of heaven himself. Me. Uranus. What appears to be a subtle world of ideas, something light, intangible, suddenly took on much more weight than ever. I am. Well, the world of ideas is what allows your inner existence. Now maybe you understand the importance of gravity and the atmosphere and why you take such care of its consumption. For the weight of what is on you conditions your inner world. Uranus is the planet of the mind, but not of strategic or conscious thinking, but of the unconscious and subconscious, everything that you do not see, that conditions you, that puts all the weight on what you are. Your beliefs, the beliefs of others, culture, family, and ancestral patterns, religion, recurring and cyclical thoughts, the mental labyrinths. Uranus is the weight of the stars above your head. It is the gravity of every wanderer above you. This is why this planet is linked to the depths of the spiritual mind, of the connection with higher planes, with channeling, with astrology, the interpretation of everything that conditions you from the invisible and subtle, which you well know now has a determining weight on you. That you do not see it or do not feel it does not imply that it does not condition your existence. Me. You know, this explanation made me understand more clearly that question of asking ourselves, how can a planet that is far away affect me? The same thing I could say about the air, the atmosphere, which instead of dispersing, as it seems to do, contracts by pressuring us. Perhaps the gravity of these planets exerts the same weight on different scales. I am. The pressure of the heavens, the gravity of the sun, the moon, the other planets, affect depending on their proximity and weight on Earth. Heaven is the main force. Do you remember what the ancients related to heaven? Me. The cow and the bull. I am. As strange as the root is, the sky is the highest point, the top of a mountain, something they called oros, the origin of the word orography, study of mountains or terrain. The strength of the mountain and the sky incorporated into it are related to an Indo-European animal already extinct, a bull similar to a bison that the barbarian peoples called wild ox of mountains, the urok. In the Semitic languages, uros and ur connected the mountain roots with light, that which is at the top. Taking into account that the cow and the bull were the celestial symbol, we can interpret that the aurochs may be one of the origins of the word celestial, Uranus. However, it could also originate from Vedic concepts such as rain, Varsa, related to the Hindu god of the sea Varuna, which gives us the idea that heaven, Uranus, lived on clouds, and with its waters fertilized life on earth. In Greek mythology, Uranus was the father of all the gods, and his son Cronus, Time, wanted to take his place by removing his power, cutting off his testicles, which made his semen fall from the sky among the clouds on the waters of the world, giving rise to Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty, who designed life. Me, Venus for the Romans. I am, that's right. Cronus being the Roman god Saturn, who took his place before Uranus, closer to Earth, next to his brother Zeus, Jupiter for the Romans. Me. So, Uranus is the sky, the bull, which fertilized the earth, Gaia, and in this story, the milk of the galaxy would be semen. I am. And that sowing is the spiritual seeds descending into the world, being born into matter, incarnating. Me. The ideas expressed. I am. Uranus is one of those planets that, because it is far, far away from Earth, almost 10 physical years away and 3 hours at the speed of light, affects the most subtle aspects of our existence. The closer the magnetic gravity of the planets in relation to the Sun move much more visible aspects that mobilize our pressure, attitude, moods. But the farther away, they affect less and less, being more subtle, sensitive, spiritual aspects on which it is necessary to deepen much more to discover, since they cannot be seen with the naked eye. Uranus will represent the entire hidden spiritual mind, everything that guides your life in patterns and commands that you do not know, but that in turn gives you the ability to expand your mind to the heavens, see the infinite, connect with your own spirit and that of the entire universe. It is the ocean of the manifested mind, me, and all its weight is in my crown, the crown chakra. I am. At least that's how you will understand it today, to assimilate it into your consciousness. It is the weight of your consciousness. Uranus reminds you that you must expand into the world of ideas if you do not want its weight to crush your existence and condition your being from silence and the invisible. Face your thoughts. And there's something else you need to know about this planet and its effect on humans. Me. What? I am. It's the only planet that rotates inverted. That is, it rotates from north to south while its poles are in the equatorial zone. Due to a strong collision, its axis shifted, causing its poles to remain fixed, one in the shadow and another towards the sun, while everyone rotates passing through hot and cold climates as if the Earth's equator were vertical. Me. And how does this affect us? I am. To enter the spirit, you need to change all your views. The connection will never be direct, and it must go through the crises, the breaking of patterns. You will have to go through a 180-degree change in your lives to deepen divinity. Unlike other star systems, in that there are no crooked planets like this, in which spirituality is not so twisted. Me. Wow. Now I understand better why this planet has so many conflicts in relation to the spiritual. We have no axis. It is difficult, because we want the spiritual to fit into an earthly mold, when our connection with the spiritual mind requires us to completely turn our gaze. I am. That's right. You have to adapt, change your point of view, no matter how good it may seem. The way you will connect will always be the opposite of what you expected. Me. So how do I connect well? I am. I invite you to do it physically. Look at the image of Uranus on your crown and massage over your head with gentle taps with your fingertips as you think about what you seek to achieve in your life. Analyze the ways you've been doing it and suddenly imagine doing it in the totally opposite way. Me. For example, I am. What you've done this year. Your choice of connection is always traveling, moving from one place to another. And this year, you discovered that the I am has had more strength when you have stayed still and fixed in the same place. Well, if you are a person who is usually fixed, activate your Uranus by planning your project on trips. Design your goals and discoveries in the inversely proportional way you're used to, and you'll be able to find the answers of your spirit. Me. Wow. I thought it was incredible. Made me smile. I am. Because you've twisted your head like an owl, like a cat or dog watching, trying to understand something. And in doing so, you have seen me. Me. I see you. I am. I know. Me. I know.